Hello, my friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope all is good and great and wonderful. It's good here. I just got off the phone with one of our, not phone, it was a Zoom call, with one of our community members who has been around for years and has watched me do lots of fumbling and stumbling and has offered his assistance on some code. So Morgan, thank you so much for reaching out to me, and I'm going to have a beverage. Not something I've done a lot on camera, but here we are. Because I feel Morgan's been watching this show for probably since the beginning. I don't know. Like, I think he found me because of woodworking videos and then just stuck around for some reason. I don't know why, but here he is and here I am, and he offered to help, and I was very nervous about it, you know? Writing software is, it's a lot like writing a diary, right? The way that a person writes software is unique to that person. If you work in a team and you have style documents and you have, style documents, then chances are the code becomes kind of, everybody's code starts to look the same, but there's probably personal signatures in the way that things are done. And it's just simply because writing software, much like writing a book, there's thousands of different ways to tell the same story, right? You can write software in 1,000 different ways. And so opening that up and saying, hey, look at what I have done, can be very personal. It's super personal. Especially in this particular case. With No Rogues Allowed, I just went headfirst into something that was outside of my scope. It's way outside of the stuff that I normally do. And it had a whole lot of challenges that I did not know how to solve, or I just didn't have the tool set to solve. So I used my tools. I used my, everything became a hammer, and I just beat a pile of sentences into submission and made it work. And it works well. Like, if you go on No Rogues Allowed, and the 3 options that are available to you are to play the Mad Libs-like game, or to generate items, or to generate rooms, it works. It works fine. If you just saw that, you'd say, hey, you're a good programmer. But if you looked at the code, you would say, what in the hell is this nightmare? And so when Morgan looked at it, he was like, dude, no, let's fix this. And I said, okay. And so that was a couple weeks ago, and we've been trying to get together ever since, and we finally got to have a meeting today. And he walked me through a bunch of the changes that I made recently, and kind of, I don't want to say approved. He's not my boss, but he looked at it and said, this looks good. This is the right direction, so continue on this direction. Gave me a whole bunch of really good advice, and it felt wonderful, but I was very nervous. I come down here and this is my diary. I tell you guys about my life every single day. That being said, I don't share a lot of my private thoughts with you, right? But I've shared a lot of private thoughts with Morgan by letting him look through what I did. And he was very gracious and very wonderful. And I think part of the problem is you've probably never looked at programming forums or programming discussion online if you're not a programmer, but it's super polarizing. Programmers are the most polarized, just asshats. I'm gonna say asshats. There are. If you go and try to post something on a programming forum asking for help or showing something that isn't 100% perfect, expect retribution. It'll just happen. And it's so opening that up and saying, here's this thing, and I know it's not good, but I'm not positive what direction I need to go in. Will you please take a look at it? Is super nerve-wracking for me. Because I don't like being an idiot. But, for the most things that I do, I am an idiot. Like, I say that with full confidence that I don't know how to do almost everything I've ever attempted, and that's the point of doing it, is to learn. And with this particular project, I'm taking a very hard stance on I don't want to lean on previously written tools. I don't want to lean on somebody else's work. I want to create this completely myself, or, you know, hopefully with the help of others at some point, but I want to create the foundation of this thing 100% by myself without leaning on tools that make it easier. Because I don't want easy. I want to learn. I want this to be a process that I take on and go, oh, and I come out of this better. Because, you know, let's be real. I could just coast along to retirement in my state job and be happy. I make enough money. I'm okay. But I don't get satisfaction from that. I get satisfaction from being better. I spent the last 2 years working on myself. You know, since stopping the medication, I've been working really hard on myself and understanding who I am as a person, understanding my motivations, working on my relationship with M and my relationship with my kids, and learning how to be a better person around all of them together. I've been working on how to treat myself and how to ask for things for myself. I've been working on all that. I need to put some effort into professional development because I don't want to just coast along forever. I might work in this job until retirement, but I don't want it to just be, well, I show up and I just do what I do. You know, I want to be proactive. I want to be better. And there's no way to do that without help, right? I'm at a point in my life where I can't go to college and get a CS degree. That's just not going to happen. But I have friends, thankfully, through this lens and in real life who go, hey, I'll take a look. I'll help you. And that's what happened here. And it was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. So thank you again, Morgan. I can't thank you enough. 3 people prior to Morgan told me that I needed to completely rewrite the way that I was doing things, and I refused. I said, I'm going to try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. And I tried it, and it works. And it works well. It's currently the code that's live. It's a completely wrong way of doing things, but it works. The problem is, as I move forward, it's just going to compound. It's going to snowball into this much harder to control beast that only I would have an understanding of. And I don't want that. I want it to be open so that people can look at it and go, oh, make this change, make this change. Oh, how about we add this? And they could help me iterate through that. And the only way to do that was to rewrite it. And when Morgan looked at it, he said, stop. It's too tightly knitted. We need to unknit it. We need to make it modular so that you can pull things from here, plug it in there, and everything will work better. And that's what's happened. And it's going to be a much better project. Hopefully, in the not too distant future, I'll have some more blog posts to write about it, but I put it on hold this weekend. I was not feeling motivated, but I'm feeling motivated right now. So I'm going to work on it some, probably for the rest of the week, and try and get all of the old code deleted so that the next time Morgan and I look at it, we can really see what we're working on in the future. Appreciate it very much. Very, very much. So wonderful. I appreciate all of you, obviously. I mean, if it wasn't for all of you who come back and watch these videos and comment and keep engaging with me, I would have never met the people who are willing to help in various ways. You know, I would have never met the friends who were willing to put some money on the line to buy me tools so that I could make new things, or to help me learn through this process, or to help me better myself. I would have never met any of you. And so each and every person watching, thank you. It's, you know, you've all contributed to my life in so many positive ways. All right, I'm going to stop that before I start crying. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I will see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know is bereft. That is an adjective meaning lacking a certain characteristic, possession, or trait, isolated and lonely. A woman moved is like a fountain troubled, muddy, ill-seeming, thick, bereft of beauty, and while it is so, none so dry or thirsty will deign to sip or touch one drop of it. William Shakespeare. Bereft. B-E-R-E-F-T. And yes, that's PBR.